really have to feel for WGS, you know. We talked a lot about last season how they picked up some of the youngest players that Contenders had to offer, and it felt like in a lot of ways it was a plan for the future, because we already know that this is kind of like announced with a 3-year partnership with NBC. Contenders going to be around for a while. Some of these players maybe grow to be the best players in the league and, you know, will be farmed into Overwatch League later, but the roster was changed a lot since then, right? We have a new lineup of DPSs, supports, and only Z-Bag really and Arrow are the only ones that remain. So the investment there did not pay off, and still with this new lineup, they start from scratch, and now they're down again.
Yep. Arrow getting the nice shot there on a 1J Lee as Happy takes the high ground, but nice gets phased. Z-Bag's gonna die. It seems like WGS is gonna be shoved out of this initial cap here as Metabellum takes the stand. They will go ahead and lock this one down.
Envy on the Brigida, playing very well up in the front, running this composition still as somewhat of a traditional 2-2-2 because the Brigida operates as a sub-tank, as a front line. And as long as Envy's doing damage, they can build that armor. It works very well with Transcendence and the Lucio sound barriers. So just setting up a very meta, safe composition here. Not oh, hold that thought, Envy gets taken out. But not really kind of changing the meta here. We've seen a lot of new, unusual comps with Ana, for example, on this map, but they're not doing that.
We'll drop down onto the low ground. Z-Bag is going to be duking it out with Rio. He's going to have to leap to the side, goes low, and will get taken down. Good opening kill coming through as Chara and Nice are under fire. Cap nearly here for WGS. Metabellum barely keeping this one contested with the kills spilling over. Seems like they'll go ahead and get a very fast flip. 39% all that Metabellum were able to gain as they look for a couple stagger kills, but it seems like Happy and Co will be safe here to go ahead and stick around. We'll see how they reapproach.
The pick onto Envy was, I think, the biggest part because that was what kind of led into the approach there for Z-Bag. When you don't have a Moira, or excuse me,
that's going to be a stick.
God, nice.
Andy Cal finds it right as Happy tries to go up with the grapple hook. Envy going to get some revenge as he goes through and kills Space this time around. 1J Lee still under fire, will get taken down. Nice follows up, gets rid of Blastro, trade on the Zenyatta's, but now Nice is going to go down. Chara kills off Keanu. As Metabellum try to get this flip, WGS the tie things, but they don't have any supports, just now going to be respawning. Primal Race used by Z-Bag to buy a little bit more time. Envy tries to get the lockdown here on the decal, but he's being a bit too elusive, has some armor, will get stunned up, and Happy gets lined up for that shot. Pushes him up, the flip's still not here, and Happy's going to be eliminated. Now Envy also going down, so WGS continuing to trade upward as they maintain control over the point. Lastro uses that Transcendence. Chara investing the sound barrier. Gonna get tagged up by Arrow, but can't get that execution onto the Lucio. But Metabellum have kited back. They've surrendered the point and control over to the WGS for the moment, but now they'll dive back through.
Yeah, they certainly have not looked as dominant as we expected Metabellum to start this off, as Envy's just not been able to be as super impactful as he would normally be on this hero.
That's gonna be a 3-for-1. Metabellum looking to get the retake as Envy just swings to win. Getting those hits in, can't finish off decal, but with so many members dead, he is not going to be playing forward onto the point for much longer. Does get stunned up, and the shift will take him down, but 81% gain for WGS. Not a bad look to start things off on Ruin.
Oh, certainly not. In terms of ults, Metabellum kind of leading towards a slight advantage right now, but it feels negligible given that they're down on percentage at the moment. If Arrow can continue to win this Widow matchup very well, which he has really put Envy in particular on the back foot a lot of the time, this could work well, but that's not going to be what the start he was looking for to reapproach this point. It's going to buy a lot of time, probably up to 75 before the retake commences.
Doesn't even have to use that Infrasight to get that shot, so now has it for this next approach.
Exactly, and they're soon to have this armor from Envy as well with the rally coming through. If he doesn't get picked, again, this makes it so difficult to approach as the Winston. That's where the first flip came through from WGS, was that kill onto Envy, remember. Here we go. Oh, the Zenyatta in trouble.
It's going to be FaZe getting taken down. Rio comes up with the 2K. And Envy will just go ahead. Knock down Keanu, chasing in. Doesn't find the shift onto Arrow, but even then wouldn't have gotten the kill. Z-Bag will get taken down at the end as it's 92% now for Metabellum. The rally still set, ready to go. Envy has not popped it yet. Might just be using this in the fight to get that steady stream of armor coming through. But Decal's going to fall. They chase him down, and no one gets onto the point.
Yeah, big gamble from Decal to try to go that deep rather than tag the point. I'd have to see a replay of that to see if that was even reasonable there, as I think they expected that FaZe would be able to tag in, and he did not. So again, though, showing some cracks are the line of Metabellum, and WGS came in with a clear plan of knock Envy out, kill the Brigida, then we can use our Winston player to win that matchup. We talked about how the Z-Bag versus Rio, Winston versus Winston was going to be such a huge factor on this control map in particular. And when there's no Brigitte to stun the enemy Winston, you end up trading up because also the enemy Brigitte is going to be giving your opponent's Winston armor in those moments. Switching Decal over to the Pharah now for the mirror matchup here that we do see on Lighthouse every time.
Yeah, this has become the standard. Very rarely see any divergence from this composition. Rio going up top, drops down the bubble, takes a lot of damage, cuts around the corner, will not be able to stay alive. FaZe manages to get that kill coming through, so both Winston's going to be eliminated, but now 1J Lee going to be dead as Chara burns the res onto Rio. Both Winston's back in, and Decal comes up with another kill, but Nice does finally punish him. Damage is done. WGS looking for the first cap yet again as Yanu will be dipping low.
He's trying his best to get back on here. He does for a moment.
Manages to make it back in, and that concussive blast from Nice does not knock Blaster off the map, so the first cap will be gained by WGS yet again as NB gets taken down.
The tank line was separate there from the focus of Nice, so even though Nice builds a better barrage percentage here, does a lot of damage, he wasn't able to help win the tank war, which WGS has been winning a lot. Again, that match between Z-Bag and Rio seems to be going WGS's way in the early parts of these captures. This time there's no Brigitte on either side. As we do head into the second approach for Bellum now. The barrage is still not quite ready. Rio's dead already.
That's going to be Nice and Rio both going down now. Chara on fire will get taken out. 1J Lee down to half HP. Not going to make it out with his life. Does kill Z-Bag, but that's just going to be a slight consolation here as Bellum struggle to get in onto this point. 45% here for WGS. So the barrage on the way for Decal very shortly. And Nice, he's not even going to wait to get the barrage off, just swaps to the Tracer.
Yeah, doesn't want to try to duel this out against Arrow's Widow, especially when the Impresight is open. The Tracer pick here can be a good one, but he has to get in position to use it, or he needs to fight with his tanks to take out Z-Bag, which is they've been failing to do every time.
Yano's going up with that Valkyrie. 1J Lee going to be eliminated. Decal finds that kill. It's going to be a nice delay, if not just forced on that res. Decal's barrage comes down, takes out Happy. 1J Lee will be res back through as Bellum managed to get the point in all of this confusion. We have back cap coming through. Big boop off the side of the map from Z-Bag. Gets Envy. Now no Diva in the fray. Rio alone trying to maintain control over this point with the Primal Rage. The Discord Orb comes through. He's going to lose the Primal now. Chara dashes his way in, but has to dash back out. 1J Lee comes into the point. Transcendent's going to be up, keeping everybody sustained. Some destruct here from FaZe. Could buy them some space, maybe even the cap as Chara goes low.
FaZe going to have the mag.
Some destruct going to be coming down. They're trying to eliminate him, but they can't get it. He won't make it back into the mech. He's still going to be fairly isolated. Tries to get the boop off. Can't get Rio knocked off. Chara just going to glide back through. Bellum still have control, but Nice gets taken down. Gives Arrow line of sight, and now Chara also going to fall. There's no res, there's no healing. Rio's going to die. WGS will get this flip, and maybe they'll actually get this round of Lighthouse.
I'm going to have to say it. The coordination is better for WGS. I would even argue on both maps here. This one and the previous at Ruins. They're playing around the tank line better. Arrow is winning out the Widow matchups. He's getting better, consistent line of sight. And Bellum on the approach here, they need to change it up. They need to do something different. Nice has already switched to the Tracer because he already could see the point. Like, he's never going to be able to kill the enemy Pharah when Arrow is out there. He's got such good control right now. As you can see, he's just crushing Rio at the moment. He's going to have a Primal finally here, but this has to be the one fight. He's dead.
Yeah, he's going to go down. Can't get the chance to use that Primal Rage, but Happy now is trying to draw it back in. Res onto Decal. That Pharah back into the mix, but Happy does open things up with that double kill. FaZe pushing around, pulse bomb onto Lastro, eliminates him. As they try to get this flip desperately, FaZe will go ahead, tosses out that self-destruct, but will not make it back into the mech this time around. Actually doesn't use the self-destruct, just holds it, knows that he has time. So once he just use it for the potential retake, is Happy gets a nice headshot on the Z-Bag, but the fight was already won essentially. Bellum will go ahead and flip this one. 99% for WGS, dangerously close to winning on Lighthouse. Bellum, can they close it out?
And this is what happened last time. We saw the opening capture for WGS go up to a high percentage, and then it was taken by Bellum. They could not take it on their approach, but a lot of that was due to bad ult usage on the side of WGS, really inefficient. Let's see if this time they can make that a more efficient approach. Arrow drops out the Impresight. They have vision of where Happy is right now. Still, Happy gets the shot onto Decal here. No Primal Rage.
Jump onto the high ground. Rio using his Z-Bag. Still getting taken low, but still alive. Lastro will get eliminated by Happy as Arrow takes down the enemy Widowmaker. So not going to be seeing that Transcendence burned by the side of WGS, which just means that they have it for the next fight to try to get this retake.
In Rio, I think really efficient use of Primal Rage there. Everyone else holds ultimates. They're going to have the Transcendence to match WGS's approach Transcendence, which they want to use ideally to try to get Z-Bag to a Primal Rage, but that's an ideal world if that happens. Not a realistic one. Nice with the flank. Nastro has to Transcendence early.
Now tosses that one. Nice, just throwing the pulse bomb there pretty willy-nilly as he goes close range battle against Arrow. Looks like just go ahead and abandon that one as he gets taken low and the Mega Pack's not available. Self-destruct going to be burned by Face. Tosses that one up into the air looking for a pick-off, but won't find it, but can make it back into the back. Blastro finds the kill on to Happy, and it's all tied up 99 to 99 on both sides. Nice, gets rid of. Pesky Widowmaker dashes forward. Defense Matrix keeping FaZe alive, as well as the Winston here. Z-Bag does have the Primal Rage ready to go, but FaZe is going to get knocked out, pushed off the point. He will get zapped down as Rio comes up with another kill. And that should just be it. Bellum taking away the win.
You know, I feel like that first map, though, was very shaky.
It was.
And I wonder about the tank line a lot here for Bellum after that map, because we saw just much better understanding on the side of WGS how to use their Winston and their Widowmaker together in tandem, using the Winston to gain better control, line of sight, better pocketing, better support coming out from Hyunwoo than what we saw from Chara in a lot of ways. And Happy did come up with the headshots when he finally was able to get that line of sight, but it's always the burden of the tank line and the supports to make that happen. You and I spoke about this on Sideshow's podcast recently. It's very easy to give full credit to a Widowmaker who gets a triple kill or a quad kill, but people forget that the tanks are the ones that allow those lines of sight to happen, that allow these positional moves to take effect. So even though Bellum comes up with a big win here and showed their mechanical prowess, and we did see eventually like nice pop off on the Tracer, get those kills, force the Transcendence early from Lastro. I think the reason why they were able to take this map was off of like when he wasn't being killed by Arrow.
Happy just going to be killing himself for the moment here as they get set up on this defense. So yeah, didn't think we were going to be seeing the Pharah. Just we'll swap over to that Widowmaker, and this is going to be the standard defense coming through. The Orisa, we have 1J Lee over onto that Roadhog.
This will be the third map of King's Row for Bellum in Contenders. Obviously played quite a few maps of King's Row in their time in Apex, but that was a different meta they played through. It was not the Reinhardt meta for them. It was for their sister team, Athena. Kuhn on the bench right now is remembering his glory days on this map, but not on the starting lineup.
Would have been a nice blast from the past to see Kuhn coming back through with that Zarya. But
well, on the attack, it's actually going to be Arrow dive here. Okay, well, he showed the Genji for a moment. I was going to say it doesn't make any sense to me. They're going to run the more common Orisa Roadhog attack. Yeah. Interactive gameplay barriers going up.
A lot of damage coming through on the decal from Nice here with this Junkrat. Just trying to build up for that Riptire, but actually Lastro takes him down, comes up from behind. Another sneaky Roadhog push. Takes a breather, stays alive. 1J Lee falling low. Has his own E available. Use that one pretty soon. They will get the res on the Nice. That's going to be WGS making their way in onto the point where they get halfway to that first tick. As the stagger kill comes through on the Lastro.
Ooh, Z-Bag's caught though.
Arrow finds the hit onto Happy. A Nice takes down Decal. So a lot of pressure alleviated as they're going to be down a DPS member. Ult comes through. No hook to answer, but they're getting a lot of damage onto the members of WGS. As Z-Bag nearly dies. And now they can go ahead and establish this choke as their mode of play as they move up next to the statue here.
Okay, Decal switched over to the Genji. They want more mobility here. Just using this to try to build Dragon Blade right now. Massive build on that deflect on the right click.
And gets the hits in on the 1J Lee, takes him down, and Chara pushing forward, trying to get a res. That would definitely be suicidal, so will not be able to do so. Self-destruct is going to come through from Envy. Doesn't find anything for it. Nicely shuts down the Genji a little bit longer, delaying for that Dragon Blade, and gets face popped out of the mech. He tries to just go ahead and finish him off, just kiting around that little welcome desk.
Riptire looking for the Mercy, I think, although he turned his target.
Yeah, we'll be able to find Hyunwoo. In the end, the pistol just not going to be enough.
Well, now this is looking a little bit rough for WGS. They had the late Genji switch, no blade, maybe a late respawn. Yep. See ya, happy. But now they have to approach this like a lot more carefully because the tank ultimates can't just be used willy-nilly here. They want to use them in tandem with the Dragon Blade. There's no support ultimate for the blade. And this Genji pick is really interesting. You know, I feel like if they had Lastro on Ana, I could get more behind it, but they don't.
Self-destruct is going to be shoved in there. 1J Lee taking a lot of damage but stays alive. And in the meantime, Rio and Happy both will be eliminated. WGS yet again pushing forward onto the point. Have that supercharger rolling through. 1J Lee going to get hooked. Doesn't stand a chance. Will get taken down. Oh, Hog doesn't mean a thing.
All it takes is one self-destruct to force the entire formation out of position. Nice angle here from FaZe, and this may just be the winning move.
Yeah, still trying to contest this one, but Nice is going to go down. Envy's by himself. Uses the self-destruct, so maybe we're going to see a swap of the comp from Bellum. They're still pushing in. Rio rejoins, drops the supercharger, and then dies. So, okay, it's fine. Just going to go ahead. Throw those ultimates out. They're going to have to swap regardless. So Rio going to be moving over onto the Reinhardt Envy with the Zarya.
Exactly.
So it makes sense to just go ahead and have those party ults, drain the clock a little bit.
Speaking of party ults, Nice is about to have his in just a second. The Riptire, then he'll be making the switch as well to the Genji. You have to imagine 1J Lee on the Ana. So this old school Apex Season 2 Runaway style, Lunatic High style. Nanoblade's going to be coming through with the Zarya. On the side of WGS, they're still holding quite a few ultimates themselves. They may make similar switches, but not yet. Not until they use the whole hog, at least you would imagine. Here's the Riptire.
Nice. Rounds it around the side, brings it down the center, pops it in the back, takes down Decal. It's going to be further delaying that Genji, but not going to be, able to shut him down with the Riptire as the Dragon Blade comes out. So we'll be maintaining that ultimate. Fire Strike coming down from Rio as he just tries to build up for this first shatter.
You know, with Bellum keeping this Junkrat, like, the Dragon Blade could actually come up really big with no enemy transcendence and no additional tanks on the side of Bellum. Not entirely sure about this lack of swapping for Bellum, and they still have this blade to deal with. It's going to be very scary. No Riptire. All you have to do is get behind to where the supports are, and then it's lights out. Here's the blade right now.
Yeah,
here we go.
That one down. It's going to be Nice getting eliminated, but will get taken out. Envy finding the hit. Rez coming through on the Decal, and Nice. Still going to be a 6v6. Happy sits back and spams away here. Manages to get rid of Decal yet again.
Huge pick onto the Genji. That was super important. Otherwise, that could have been a disaster.
Yep. Great heal denied by 1J Lee. Lastro just cutting his way up onto the high ground. Happy finds another opening here. Sleep Dart in on the Lastro, but he gets woken up immediately. Will still get taken down. Nice. Just too much damage here with the Junkrat will eliminate him. Rio trying to catch FaZe, but it's just a bit too far away, so the pin's not going to find it. And it's going to be Z-Bag actually swapping over to the Winston, so we're not going to be seeing this Rein versus Rein.
Well, they want to just go full dive because it's, Rein versus Rein is what you want if it's going to be a more tank-oriented comp, but they have the squishy Widow, Junkrat, Ana. The problem is that Bellum has a nano boost, so Rio's going to be nigh unkillable. If Envy gets high energy, they could even use it onto the Zarya. But there's options here, there's opportunities. With no blade, it's going to take them a long time to build it regardless. Z-Bag's already dead. It's tough to crack this. Yep. Unless you get a nice angle or some sort of other hold.
Be coming around the side, takes a bit of damage, shows up the bubble onto himself. Not high energy here yet, but still going to be finding the kills onto the likes of Keanu, and now Decal going down. Rio picks up the double. So basically going to have all of the ults that really matter online very shortly. The Valkyrie not too far away from Shara, can just let his tank get poked out a little bit here, throw in the bubble, get some energy in, and then answer that damage through with the Mercy.
This is the arch where Grav and Earthshatter are going to have the most potential. That's why they're playing up so forward. They don't see the opportunity, they back off, get the heals. Still got an angle.
The wall here.
Yep.
Yo, pushing around the side, Z-Bag to get a lot of damage. Riptire takes down Decal, gets the pop out there onto FaZe's neck. They're looking for that stagger onto Z-Bag, but he leaps back over towards the spawn.
These ultimates
being held at bay now.
Just feel like expired food in the pantry for Bellum right now, man. They're like, well, they're still in there, they're still good, but for how much longer? They may never need them.
Yeah.
Feels like a waste. How many tools they have that they just don't even need. Like the Nano has been here forever, the Shatter and the Grab Surge, like those three ultimates have just been getting dust, gathering dust, getting rusty. They've still got these great tools. 10 seconds for WGS. The blade is just about to be ready. Now or never.
Sides up from Bellum. Nano, ready to go. Z-Bag leaping to the side. Tries to get some pressure down onto Happy, but Happy actually just kills him straight up. I think he was by himself, and now the Earth Shatter is going to be opened up. He'll deny in onto FaZe. The grab will come down. Solo locking up that D.Va. The self-destruct will be used, but the baby D.Va doesn't stand a chance to make it back in. Rio swinging the wind. The OT getting ready to take away. Ascanu tries to get the tags in. Will get taken down. Charge coming through, just in case somebody rounds the corner. Do manage to get Lastro in onto the point for the moment, but this should just be a bleed out here onto the side of WGS. Bellum not giving up much ground after that point A cap.
We talked about how no one was really trying to reinvent the wheel, trying to reinvent the meta on Ruins, and WGS played a very meta style there. I thought I'd see a lot more flexibility from them and weirder compositions, given they're the underdogs going into control of all maps. They picked King's Row, did not play to the meta of King's Row, tried to run Winston Genji. The fact that they were able to get A was, I think in some ways due to really good coordination and with Arrow playing really well in that moment to gain control of the point. But after that, you know, the Genji play we saw, it was not a bad idea, but they just weren't able to get the support kills. That first kill from Nice onto the Genji shut down the first blade. The second and third blades never happened because they were just so well denied by the defensive setup there. And Nice played a great game of Junkrat. And that's just all that happens. I mean, Junkrat was designed as a peel hero, an anti-Genji hero. Or not designed as, but has been become meta as.
Yeah, he's been, you know, pushed into that role. That's what we see him do.
The devs didn't like have that in mind when they made him. I didn't mean to say that that was, when I say designed, I meant played as by the pros when he became first meta in Korea. But, you know, he comes up big here, shuts down the Genji. You know, even with the Ana pick, they don't run their own defensive Genji, and they're still able to shut down Decal enough times so it doesn't matter. We're going to once again see this defensive Junkrat setup with Lastro on the Roadhog. The attack seems to show Nice on the Genji. Happy, maybe expecting to see a defensive Reinhardt here out of Z-Bag, and maybe that's why he was running the bar. He may switch it in just a moment. We'll find out.
Well,
it can still be very strong.
Oh, he finds Nice, but he's not going to die. Defense Matrix from Envy, just helping him mitigate any of that damage, and also had the deflection up. Happy going to start taking some shots from the high ground here as they start pushing forward, but already might be a call for a swap as Envy starts charging back over towards the point. Happy's going to move to the Pharah.
Yeah, there's a few swaps coming through here, trying to use Concussive to knock them off the high ground. Does not work.
Yeah. Okay, and back over to the Widow.
It's actually fine when you have you know, a time bank like this. You're expecting to have a decent A time bank to switch like this a lot.
Comes to the high ground, Rio. Trying his way out onto the point is Bellum, but now going to be contested as WGS shifts over to the left-hand side of the point. First tick comes in, and below, locking it up, the Mercy. Hit from Shara, trying to keep him sustained and alive. Z-Bag forward onto the point by himself. Armored up, trying to stay alive. He gets chunked out, and Happy comes up with two. Taking down the enemy Widow, now getting rid of that Orisa. Drops down, spraying away into the backside of FaZe. Knocks him out of the mech, gets the point-blank headshot in as he's in midair, and that's just going to be the cap coming in from Bellum as they look to move up 2-0 very rapidly here in this series. Good staggers coming through. Have to wait for the cart to spawn, so not going to get a lot of distance on this, but they don't have very far to go.
They're going to gain a lot of information during this time. Is WGS switching their comp? Are they going to try to run the same thing? You know, just gaining some more ticks on their remaining ultimates here. The Self-Destruct and the Primal Rage are the big ones, as Wanjali is just like a left click away or a Harmony Orb away from getting his Transcends. This is the setup you want for a Dragon Blade. You know, they have the whole shebang. They've got the Winston comp, the dive was set up from the beginning. Like, this should, in theory, be much more effective than what we saw from Decal on the last attack from WGS. Riptire can shut it down, though, so they'd like to bait that out first, if possible. Here it comes.
Gonna be coming through, already chunked down below half HP, but still does find Nice. It's got that Dragon Blade ready to go. So
just burning the clock a little bit, but we need to see something. Once the blade comes out, we need to see a big play here.
Every second counts. They try to push forward to kill off Rio, but can't do it. And that's going to be FaZe losing his life. Lastro now dying with the whole hog. They're still trying to get some value out of that ultimate, but you know, I think it's time to just go ahead, swap it, try to go for a better comp here rather than keeping this Roadhog in just to try to get the ultimate off.
Brutal stagger here from Envy as well.
You know, this is like your solo queue player saying, like, you know, I'm going to swap after I ult.
Look at Nice's blade in the background. He's killing people.
But, I mean, Lastro swaps to Lucio, but it's too late. That's just going to be Bellum moving up to 2-0 here in this series.
Yeah, I mean, we knew this series was going to be very likely tough for a WGS and not necessarily a competitive series in general, but
yep.
You know, the first map made me believe that maybe there was a chance. Maybe we were going to see a really competitive series, and maybe WGS had some good strategies prepared for Kings Row. We were going to see either an optimized version of the, you know, Reinhardt Zarya, or just something new in general, like maybe something like what we saw from Sherfor in Overwatch League from the Gladiators, just some sort of tweak. But instead we saw the dive coming out past A, but not full dive. It was kind of a half measure that WGS took. Then on the defense, they got taken so quickly on A that Bellum had basically the big six walking into their B push. The Riptire was used to shut down the Genji, but it was not there for when the Blade came out. The map was already over from there, though, because of the pick onto FaZe early. Everyone got wiped. The Blade came out, they didn't have the answer, but it didn't matter because no one could get on the point. Like, FaZe was demec'd as he was trying to rocket boost back for the contest. But the map was already over, and it feels like the series may go with it if things continue this way as we head into Assault.
Yeah, we'll have our little halftime break here just to give the, you know, especially the members of WGS some more time to kind of deliberate on whether or not they want to swap anybody in or what map they want to go for Assault. But it's just not looking very good. Their only map win that they had was on Nambani versus Konga Benthera, as I mentioned earlier. They were able to get the full hold. Couldn't nearly execute on anything close to that here on Kings Row. So do move down 0-2 in this series. Might just be a night of, you know, 4 Overwatch here.
Could be.
Coming through.
Could it be? We had 3-0 earlier, so.
It was close enough.
It was close.
It was a draw. They didn't get a map win. It's basically the same thing.
Well, I guess
throw
we're
a wrench in my joke.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Unsupportive co-caster. Shutting me down. But guys, they're going to be back in just a few minutes with the second half of this series. So don't go anywhere, because if you blink, you might miss the rest of it. So we'll be back in just a few. We'll see you then. Koreans are still talking, so I'm going to keep pointing at the camera. And now we'll see you in a few minutes. Goodbye.